We warmly welcome you today. We are a guest at Green Unicorn, our partner, who for a long time also sells wind turbines Dospel. Wind turbines Duo because in the offer also the company has pads. Our latest product, wind turbine hybrid wind turbine VV. We will go today for several implementations. See how company deals with installations. How satisfied are customers? We will also talk about cooperation with company Green Unicorn. How does the relationship with the company look like? Dospel welcome. Another installation with our partner Green Unicorn. Today, why we are in the village of Żory, where we came to see how the company connect Agata turbine. Tell me how it works. You as the owner, company, Green Unicorn, with Dospel. We have no objections to the cooperation running express. The equipment is in very fast condition delivered to our customers. Our customers also have no objections, which proves, of course, why visit here in Zora. Yes, another installation, which we are able to see with the camera. See satisfaction. Customers here, we see the installation on the inverter, with the use of inverter to John. And of course, our Cobra, which maximizes the efficiency of the wind turbine. Generation of is basically instantaneous. When power storage battery voltage is exceeded, consumption is Cobra minimal, because it reaches about 1 Vata. This is the value that basically it is difficult to register when it comes to using. Take this power. The installation was made by Green Unicorn. 14 days it took really. Company signing a contract with the client. The contract 1 day wind turbine assembly. Agata, tell me another thing. Are you currently assembling turbines with the use of Cobras, or rather you mount directly under the inverter? What it looks like right now, most cases mount with the use of Cobra is super, because this is why actually the solution, which we have recently introduced to the market, is a solution that bypasses issues related to inverters. As we have already mentioned many times, actually in the inverter, it takes about a minute to start producing energy. Often prevents the process related to energy production in the case of install. Cobra is in a fraction of a second at the time of reaching voltage production. Electricity is possible here. Just a moment ago, owner of the facility in which we are located, he said there was an electricity outage. Thanks to the installation was so organized, it was possible to use off-grid, using stored energy for power. Whole houses electricity wind turbines. Photovoltaic panels energy storage. Grant co-financing up to 40,000 zlotys. Tell me, do you also help on a matter related to the grant with formalities? Papers in short. This is how we help our customers on submission of the complete dossier. When it comes to grants, great. That is comprehensive. We can approach the topic you order the company Green Unicorn. Of course, it helps with related to subsidies, all formal matters you are able to finish. Tell me more about loans, or your company helps here in obtaining funds for the construction of the installation. Yes, we have financing option, and it's all on, in fact, one meeting at the clients. It is possible to complete all formalities, also related to credit. Or wind turbine. Energy storage in inverter. Why? Cobra is all that we will show you here in a moment also. On the roof of where we are today, even though the conditions. Number are too favorable because Ani does not have nor is there too much. We can see that the whole system works energy production all the time. Y is extra at the moment. Where we arrived, magazine, he was totally discharged a moment ago was 15%. Already at the moment, we have 16% for low voltage safe warehouse. Non-flammable Y low voltage inverter. Gives of course with the application Y the whole installation. Really solid. Customer satisfied in before lid's failure. There was no electricity in the house because of traction failure. Thanks that we have Y energy storage. We off-grid customer could run his daily life as if there was no problem with the electricity. Another installation, another turbine. Tell me, Agata, if this is a turbine to the joint. Is this a Dragon 1000? This is to burn, or turbine 3 kilowatt turbine, which fits perfectly into the E program. My wind power plant. You can get funding for $47,000 with 30,000 or wind turbines 17,000 energy storage. Customer, from what I know here, he was very interested in wind turbines because as we can see, there are photovoltaic, but in the wind panels, it lacked electricity. Wind turbine. Tell me in this case, pass the exam. Customer is a satisfied customer. Is satisfied recently. We have completed this investment client. Also here invested in a set. These are photovoltaic panels and wind turbine. My energy storage, okay, or Cobra energy storage. A solution that at the moment can be said to be a top solution because we excluded limitations. What had inverter, i.e. response time high voltage? Cobra starts already above 48 volts, exceeding Y voltage of the low voltage warehouse. We have in a fraction of a second started the production of electricity today. Quite favorable. We see here today that the wind turbine has rotation sufficient for sure to load the magazine. Energy photovoltaic panels for sure also work because here I see that they are positioned like that actually from the side south Y rays were reaching. We also talked to the client. The main aspect which influenced the decision to install the turbines was also air conditioning, because I also use the air conditioner for heating. For heating the room, it is air conditioning with superheating function. You also install air conditioners, or the most super or turbine heat pumps. General heating systems. No, photovoltaic installations, energy storage. Yes, you mentioned before no air conditioning, also compensators. Passive power then. Is really everyone interested. We'll find something. Tell me if the client has benefited from the subsidy. My wind power plant with co-finance. My wind power plant. The documents have already been submitted the next day. We received from the fund request for Y to provide photos from the implementation. Number I, it's up to 30 days. The whole procedure is in progress when it comes to obtaining a grant. Quickly the funds can be recovered, really invested. This also encourages customers to decide because there is no such situation which happened until recently, where you had to wait for funds, a few months even. I think this situation was a little bit, after all, installers who had to wait for resources because that money was spent by companies that installed even program. Clean air, true. Yes, exactly. No here in this situation, why there are no such places. It is worth noting at this stage that using the program, my wind power plant no need to switch to new rules, even if the customer has participated in previous grants, even took Y funding for Y energy storage from program my current 6.0. Absolutely here does not exclude my wind turbines. Such participation in this co-financing. So it is worth remembering you can contact Green Unicorn, help to settle formalities, and as we have heard, the implementation of the proposal taking advantage of the opportunity. Turbines for Spell, as turbines which are installed basically throughout Poland. These are the safest wind turbines, which produce energy. Thanks to this, these are turbines of the vertical axis, horizontal turbines, as we know on the roofs, do not produce energy. Most importantly, when it comes to the application procedure itself, our turbines have all the necessary formal requirements, of course. That is, I mean serial numbers, date of production of the plant. You get all the documentation. In fact, ready which you can submit to. Grant my wind farm, tell me, Agata, when it comes to Y subsidies. Or in addition to my wind power some plant, program at the moment from which customers can be obtained from funds. Also with relief termomodernizing and additional support financing for your clients. I also think it's worth it. Remember that we have the end of the year, so here I think that energy. There is no shortage of energy, and hands to work, we also fly with theme. Another installation turbine Dospel Duo. Newly built house before collection. Y customer took care of above all from the very beginning to have as many renewable energy sources. We see turbine, we see heat pump, photovoltaic panel. We will also show you, of course, drone Y from this. What I know to this place is an interesting story. When it comes to Y so-called referral or something more, here you tell us why. Yes, customer decided on Y to assemble Y wind turbine. Saw that after an hour, 20th, this turbine working low need after a few days. Came to. Yet to install photovoltaic panels and energy storage, okay? And did something also heard that interested neighbor? Yes. Is a person who, yeah, because he's a friend. Also an investment in a neighbor. And that was the aftermath, that there really is no panel and no could not charge the energy charge turbine. Wind turbine, and this wind turbine. After a year that, so I say, he worked, loaded the magazine received, for to make a decision by another customer about the assembly of turbines to spell exactly. So great, so here we see a new building. This is another realization with, so great, so on which we show the stage of also of the whole system. The whole economy can be described as being about electricity. You can also remember about renewable energy sources. You can also remember about my wind power plant call for proposals. Takes the program to the end of 2028. Of the year my wind power plant. Subsidy, of course, for BUR applications. In total, we have the end of the year pool, of course, is limited, so remember that. Decide on turbine assembly as soon as possible if we want to be sure that we will use it. Funding is a subsidy. In progress, my wind power plant to 47. Thousands of remember that when it comes to energy storage, and about all at the moment about O's. This is the only program where you can receive funds under government funding. The program is not currently active. My current has nitrogen monoxide active programs that support industry that my wind turbines. Wind energy storage. Okay, remember about subsidies that first of all do not exclude previous editions, even if the customer has used it in the past. From any grant program, can use the program. My wind turbine. Most importantly, and also worth mentioning. Here is not absolutely in the influence of the issue of income. There are no exclusions after exceeding any monetary amount in terms of zero income. Welcome another satisfied customer. Another implementation question at the beginning. I see that here are photovoltaic panels, wind turbine. How do you use energy? How do I use energy? No. To warm the house, of course, to the car. To everything, well, that is an appropriateness, so it is enough. This production is enough for a house, for a car, for everything. On charging, not i.e. charger. You have here car, electrical solution also. So cool. And he will say when it comes to heating the house, from what source? You also use a heat pump, not from the heat pump. Then, may you tell something about what do bills look like? On a yearly basis, bills look like 2,000. Yearly is for electricity, not now. I think now. How is this turbine going to be still? Let's note definitely, because there it was just enough for the pump, and now it will be on. On electricity, on 10 car, not enough. Are you lacking energy at the moment? From here, with renewable energy sources, or not missing because it's just producing now. Please also is up to date all. Time is battery charged. There's nothing to worry about. It's not okay. What about the turbine itself? Is it quiet work or something? Here evaluates as user true, because you are the owner. We found you here during renovation work. Yeah, it's okay. Or nothing. Nothing to make any sound. Not somehow people say that. I don't know what nothing quiet is great now, it can. Here we will call the Green Unicorn Company to answer. Which here is responsible for all the installation they made here. What do you say about service, about contact with Green Unicorn? Very good contact. You can get along with them, the phones answer. Super reliable can say, and with the funding helped. No. They handle all the paperwork. Also that there is no problem with not as something is I missing. Can recommend them. Maybe we'll ask together. Because you know the best advertisement really is a command. Customers, would you be able to recommend products? Dospel service provided by the company Green Unicorn. As most, what we see here, we see low voltage inverter. We see energy storage, or now during this installation. By Green Unicorn, you found a wholesale, so before, you didn't have a magazine. It was not like because the inverter was not hybrid, either they set me up. New hybrid inverter. Sure, well I see that. Here another is the inverter. Ordinary mains Solak, disassembled, found it. Hybrid inverter, found it. Our electronics or Cobra controller with controller, who obviously has a programmed curvature in him. So here you set the magazine. It is always full because it is. Driver, which has a factory programmed curve, uses this. What is possible at the moment? There are no days where the turbine could work better. Works due to unmatched curve power. This is a very important issue. In some inverters, Y could also be programmed. Inverters, I don't know. Or do you have some restrictions on photovoltaic panels? Nobody pays attention to it, but in the case of wind turbines, where conditions change from second to second inverter, it takes about a minute to start the process. Charging in the computer or in the device that you have installed, this situation can be said to work in a fraction. Seconds can't see no. Yes, can't see all. Time basically at the overvoltage warehouse. You have Y loading something more. I could add safe storage. Low voltage warehouse, which of course is protected by against. Fire inverter, I give the app, sir. Tell the app. Clear. Cool cannot see cool. Everything works without a problem with connects, not yet. There were no contraindications to. Something happened to make a complaint. Nothing. Everything is good.